That includes this whole business of releasing a list of potential nominees that I would put forward. They're now saying, after Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, they said Biden should release his list. It's no wonder the Trump campaign asked that I release the list only after she passed away. It's a game for them. It's a play to gin up emotions and anger. There's a reason why no presidential candidate other than Donald Trump has ever done such a thing. First, putting a judge's name on a list like that could influence that person's decision-making as a judge, and that would be wrong, or at least create the perception that it would have influence. Second, anyone put on a list like that under these circumstances will be subject to unrelenting political attacks, because any nominee I would select would not get a hearing until 2021 at the earliest. She would endure those attacks for months on end without being able to defend herself. And thirdly and finally, perhaps most importantly, if I win, I'll make my choice for the Supreme Court not based on a partisan election campaign, but on what prior presidents have done, Republicans and Democrats, and I've served with many of them. Only after consulting Democrats and Republicans in the United States Senate and seeking their advice and asking for their consent. It says advise and consent the Senate. The president is the person who gets to name someone, propose. The Senate disposes. As everyone knows, I made it clear that my first choice for the Supreme Court will make history as the first African-American woman justice. But I'll consult with senators in both parties about that pick, as well as the legal and civil leaders in our country. In the end, the choice will be mine and mine alone, but I will consult. It'll be the product of a process that restores our finest traditions, not the extension of one that's torn this country apart the last years. So let me conclude with this. As I've said in this campaign, we're in the battle for the soul of this country. We face historic crises, once-in-a-generation pandemic, a devastating economic recession, the rise of white supremacy that the FBI directors warned us against, unseen since the 60s, and a reckoning on race that's long overdue, a challenging climate, a changing climate that is ravaging our nation and the world as we speak. Supreme Court decisions will touch every part of these crises.